special challenges in that way.
And also, all of his characters that he writes, other than Mulder and Scully, are aspects of himself. And the main character in his episode this season looks identical to him, like a.
What do you mean?
I'm allowed to say that, right?
I think so.
I think the picture of the actor has already been tweeted out, so yes. Yeah, is that right?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
But with the Darren episode, do you show up to work one day and you're like, oh, we're doing this today, and you sort of have to wrap your head around that? What kind of, can you give us any hints about what you had to wrap your head around this time around? Like physically or something else?
They've worked with Darren before. I finally got to do a Darren Morgan episode. And he said to me, okay, I'm gonna let you do the scene, say the line the way you want to say it, and then I'm gonna tell you how I want you to say it. So I did it, and then he goes, okay. So he comes to me and he goes, okay, make it bigger, bigger, a lot bigger. And it's like, oh my God, this is Skinner. He doesn't behave like that. And he goes, it's a Darren Morgan episode. And so anyway, he got it out of me, and it was like, it felt so unnatural for what I was doing. But it was fun. It was fun being able to work with him.
I laughed.
Did you laugh?
I laughed.
You did. You did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I like to think of those as dagoo moments. Where I saw David say dagoo in a way I'd never imagined him saying.
That makes two of us.
Chris, what can you say about some of the other themes of the episodes? I understand there's a doppelganger episode. Tell me more about that.
Actually, a woman who played a character that you're all familiar with, the mother under the bed and the peacock. Karen Conable. She's actually here today in the audience. Glenn Morgan told me she always wanted to play a man, and so I took that idea and wrote a part for her that she gets to play 4 different characters, and 2 of them are men. So I think you have something interesting to watch. Episode 3.
Yeah, she's a special actress, and it was a pleasure to work with her. And yeah, it's an amazing role.
What's the Easter egg quotient this time around?
Easter egg?
Like little hints from the past season, or little nods to the previous seasons.
Oh, there's little things. There's things on Mulder's bulletin board. There's all kinds of things. Actually, somebody who's responsible for some of the Easter eggs is Gillian's daughter, Piper. She's been working in the art department this season and has her own special take on the show.
She's good at Easter eggs.
When the cliffhanger had Mulder near death, but when we pick up, it seems Scully is the one.
Can we start to refer to equal time? Easter eggs, Hanukkah gelt? I like Easter as much as the next guy. But you can also think of it as little chocolate gold coins hidden under the pillows of your couch. Thank you.
What was my question? Why? What's going on?
Just say yes. Just say yes. That's what we all do. Just say yes.
You're beginning to see what it's like for Chris to have to work with us.
Why? What's wrong with Scully? Scully. What's wrong with Scully when we pick up? She's in a hospital bed.
What's wrong with her? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know where to begin.
I'd be spoiling everything. I could give you a funny answer, but you really don't want the answer to that, do you?
Yes. Yeah, what the hell?
And the final shot of the trailer, we see a young cigarette-smoking man. Will there be an episode about his backstory, or is it just going to be worked
Yes,
out?
yes, we actually begin the season, episode 1, with some backstory on the cigarette smoking man.
Gillian, David, and Mitch, anything from last season that fans have said to you that surprised you, something that maybe they took one way that you didn't expect, or something that most people really liked that surprised you that you didn't think, oh, I didn't think that was going to be as popular as it was?
There seems to be a lot of discussion about Scully's hair. I think a lot more than the hair makeup department anticipated initially, but that was surprising, yeah.
How involved are you in Scully's look?
Well, very involved in clothing choices.
She looks amazing in this trailer. She's wearing some nice outfits. Well done, Gillian. Well done. You're fun too. Can we give a shout out to my t-shirt? We were talking about clothes, and I felt like it was an appropriate segue. You were saying? So you're hands-on in terms of what she wears.
Yeah, and also in terms of the hair to a degree. I mean, it came. The wig. I know, isn't it? It's a lot redder this season than it was last season.
I don't know if I'm giving anything away, but the wig has its own series on Amazon coming up. 6 episodes. Stay tuned.
So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but let's jump to the cliffhanger or the finale of this coming season. Does it end on a cliffhanger again? Are we gonna be on the edge of our seat once again, wondering what the fuck's going on? Chris.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen it yet. We're shooting the 5th episode right now. We have the 6th episode, which is Skin Rinky Dinky Doo right here. And so we haven't seen 7, 8, 9, 10, and I don't know what the arc is. And do you know? No, we don't know what the arc is. So it's up to Chris there.
Well, it's ending on a cliffhanger, I hear.
Yeah, I know.
Some news for both of you.
What about cliffhanger?
You're not going to get any closure. It's going to end on a cliffhanger. What's your conclusion?
Knowing the way Chris likes to name characters, I'm surprised he hasn't had a character named Cliff. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Cliff. Cliff Hanger. Nice to meet you, Mr. Hanger. Agent Hanger. Special Agent Cliff Hanger.
That's a good question.
Gillian, David, Mitch, are you okay with the idea that you might be here on this stage every 2 years for the rest of your life? I'd be okay with that. Would you guys be okay with that? Because I don't told me backstage you don't really see an end to this.
I said there's a lot of life left in this show.
So,
Oh,
I asked-
birthday's coming up. Yeah, 10/13. We were doing a convention and we had them sing to you. Remember that? We sent you that? Yeah. Was it here? Is it Friday the 13th? All the stars are aligning.
I think we're going to take some audience questions.
Thank
Right? I think we're going to line up on both sides and we're going to go one at a time, back and forth. Make them good. Which way are we starting? Okay, start over here, this side.
Hi, I'm Jonah from Suffern, New York.
Hello.
And I was just wondering whether it's writing or acting in it. Do you prefer the episodes that deal with the overall mythology of the show, or the individual episodic installments?
This is for the actors. Cass. Gillian, do you have a preference?
It's really a. I don't know where you are. A lot of people are raising their hands right now. I only heard one voice, but I see a lot of hands. Well, anyway, I'm looking at your gentleman. Oh, it's you. Oh, now. This is a different situation. I don't know what I want to say anymore. You're from Suffern, New York?
Yes.
Okay. It really depends on the episode itself, whether, it's something that I can dig into or not. It could be a backstory type mythology thing, or sometimes the Monster of the Week episodes can resonate with a character in an interesting way. I wouldn't say that I have any preference, just per se. Gillian?
I think I enjoy the comedic episodes because I don't get to be funny very much in my life. At least most of the characters that I play are either suicidal or somebody's boss. Or somebody's boss who commits suicide. So those are fun.
What's your preference? What do you like?
I gotta go with the Monster of the Week ones.
Mitch, what about you?
I like them all. I'm entertained by both the monster and by the mythology, the standalone episodes. Yeah.
Have you read the script for the Skinner episode yet?
I have. Twice.
How excited are you to start?
Twice, I
shooting that
read
one?
it twice, Chris.
How excited are you to start shooting that one?
I'm very excited. Gabe Rotter, longtime associate of Chris, wrote it, and he did a great job with it. I'm very happy that you're all going to be finding out a little bit more about Wally.
Anything really surprise you about his backstory?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I think I envisioned a lot of this stuff. It's funny, a lot of the stuff that they wrote, I think I had built in my own mind as his backstory. So I think a lot of it is there, and a lot of it Chris had spoken to in earlier episodes, the original run of the show, about Skinner's past. A little bit touched on it. This goes into it fairly a bit more deeply.
We get to see young Wally.
You get to see young Walter Skinner.
Does he look more like
Still
Mulder or
bald.
Scully? All right, next question over here.
Hello, my name is Dita.
Yes.
Are you guys gonna sing?
We are from the Mitch's Pileggi because we pledge our allegiance to Mitch Pileggi. Thank you. Our question is, we know the X-Files Season 11 is such a highly anticipated event, and the fans are dying to know what's going on, and we know you can't really say anything much more than what you have already said, so our question is, for everyone, if you were to spread some fake news about season 11,
What's not happening in season?
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing. That's what I'd say.
David? What's not happening in season 11?
Skinner in a bubble bath.
Damn it. What?
Tom.
What do you want? What do you want me to say? Tell me what to say. You always tell me what to do. Tell me what to say.
Whoa, whoa,
fake
whoa.
news that the fandom will believe.
What's
What's
going
that?
on between you two?
And fake news that the fandom will believe.
I don't believe anything we say.
Skinner and Scully go to second base.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There you go. He just gave you something. Next question.
Wow.
My question is for Chris Carter. Okay, everybody. You said before that you had a desk drawer full of lost episodes when the series ended. Are these episodes new ones that you've created, or are they the old ones from the desk drawer?
Good question. These are all brand new episodes, so nothing pulled from the round file, as it were.
Will we ever see those or hear about those?
Pardon?
Will we ever hear about the lost episodes? Or what that was going to be?
Well, there's that one that you wrote about that bankrupt real estate guy who becomes president of the United States.
Future for Millennium?
Interesting.
The question was future for Millennium. Wasn't that the question? Millennium? Yeah.
I'm sorry, what about Millennium?
Future.
Oh, future for
Millennium Revival.
You know, I just talked about it recently. That's a show I think that has life in it still, and so